Some ask, if the tithe is a sacred resource, can it be used to provide for sacred works such as charity, Christian education, a preferred minister or ministry, church building, and/or renovation? The allocation of tithe is not a church invention but is prescribed by the Word of God. By strictly following His instructions, we show allegiance to Him and trust in His Word. In Numbers 18:21, God says, "Behold, I have given the children of Levi all the tithes in Israel as an inheritance in return for the work which they perform, the work of the tabernacle of meeting." Tithes were given exclusively to sustain the Levites so they could fully devote themselves to the law of God, the temple work and religious education of the people. But tithing is an ancient practice that precedes the existence of Levites or Jews. Jacob gave the tithe, and his grandfather Abraham also gave the tithe. When coming victorious from a war, Abraham didn't use tithe funds to help his nephew Lot or other affected by the war. Instead, he gave a tithe of all to Melchizedek, who, despite not being a Levite nor even an Israelite, was recognized as the priest of God Most High. During the Levitical times, the tithe was never given directly to a Levite. All tithes were brought to the storehouse and from there distributed equitably among all Levites. The Seventh-day Adventist Church follows this principle, ensuring pastors receive equitable salaries regardless of their congregation's wealth. Paul reaffirms this Old Testament teaching in the New Testament era. He alludes to the tithe practices when he says, "Do you not know that those who minister the holy things eat of the things of the temple, and those who serve at the altar partake of the offerings of the altar? Even so, or in the same way," according to the New International Version, "the Lord has commanded that those who preach the gospel should live from the gospel." Ellen G. White corroborates the same principle by saying, "A very plain, definite message has been given to me for our people. I am bidden to tell them that they are making a mistake in applying the tithe to various objects which, though good in themselves, are not the object to which the Lord has said that the tithe should be applied. Those who make this use of the tithe are departing from the Lord's arrangement. God will judge for these things." That does not mean we should neglect helping those in need, supporting Christian education, or investing in building or renovating churches. These endeavors should be supported through offerings, never through tithe. Tithe, which belongs to God, should be used according to His prescription and not our inclination. God and His Word are clear on this, and all who seek the truth and to please God, not themselves, will understand what to do. As we return our tithes and offerings, may we put our desires last and God first.